McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop, Season 2, Episode 7. Mr. McGillicuddy Again. October 5th, 1921. Continued. When I got out of the bath, I wrapped my wet hair up in a towel. It was sort of unpleasant, after feeling so clean, to put on the same dirty clothes I'd been wearing before, but it couldn't be helped. After dressing, I stepped cautiously back into the bedroom. Ariana was seated on the floor, in front of a roaring fire. She'd stolen quite a bit of food, all of which was laid out on the blanket. She hadn't touched it yet, which I took as a gesture of goodwill. "Hello," she said. "Did you have a nice time?" Her whole demeanor was awkward, on edge. I didn't quite know what to say, but I sat down opposite her, cross-legged. "Ariana," I said slowly. "Here," she said. "Have a mushroom." She thrust a seasoned mushroom into my face. "Ariana," I said, "we need to talk about what happened." "No," Ariana said. She popped the mushroom into her mouth. She hugged her knees and stared into the fire. "We need to talk about why you're here." A sort of quietness passed between us. "Because you asked me," I said. "Yes, but why did you come?" "Because I care about you." "And that's the problem," Ariana said. "I've had a while to think, while you were finishing your bath. I've got a lot going through me right now, Maud. I'm terrified that Wrath is going to break down that door any moment and slaughter me. After how quickly Madame Among Us just handed me over like a rabbit to be chopped up and boiled for dinner, I feel like I've been stabbed in the chest. And I'm wondering why the hell I gave my life up for those people, if this is how much I mean to them. But that's not important. That's my problem. That can wait. The problem for you and I is you. You shouldn't be here. You should have laughed in my face, spat in my face, and walked away." "Yes, I probably should have," I said. We stared at each other. "So you're going to leave?" Ariana said. "No," I said. "You're being a martyr," Ariana said. "You're being unkind to yourself by being too kind to me. I know you want to be there for me, and that's jolly for you, but you need to stop. I have so much roiling inside of me, I think I might go commit my own murder. Maybe I'll go kill Wrath. Maybe I'll go get killed by Wrath. But I should be on my own, because that's what I deserve. If you're trying to get me to abandon you, it won't work." "Listen to me," Ariana said. "I am trying to get you to do the right thing. You are sweet and kind and too trusting and too charming, and that's why people like me stab you in the back. In every fiber of my being, I want you to stay with me, because I am more alone than I've ever been in my entire life. But you should not be friends anymore with the girl who betrayed you. I used you. It was unacceptable, and I'm going to leave now and never come back. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going." "Ariana, you're forgetting one thing," I said. "What?" "I forgive you." Ariana looked at me, her eyes large and sad. "Really?" she said. I hadn't really meant it until that moment, but I did forgive her. Forgiving is not the same thing as trusting, and Ariana still needed to earn my trust. But she had just lost her family, and night enthusiast or not, she needed me. And, what was just as important, I didn't think that being her friend would endanger me. Not anymore. Forgiveness is a very intimate thing, when done properly, and the tension diffused between Ariana and I. She gave me a hug around the neck, and we sat close to each other, eating dinner. "I can't believe she did that," Ariana murmured. "Who?" I said. "Don Mamungus?" "Madame Among Us, yes," Ariana said. "I can't ever go back there, Maud. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it, but I can't. I'm not a night enthusiast. Or at least, I am still a night enthusiast. Do you stop being Catholic if your priest stabs you in the back with a bread knife?" "Probably depends on the person," I said. "I don't think I can stop being a night enthusiast, even if I wanted to," Ariana said. "I killed part of myself, you know. My soul is different now. But I don't think I can go back there. With them." "You still have an altered soul, but you don't work for them anymore?" I said. "Is that maybe a good way of putting it?" "Yes," Ariana said, because how can I work for anyone who would betray me like that? I was immensely pleased. All of a sudden, faster than I ever could have hoped, Ariana was no longer my enemy. At least, she was no longer working with my enemies. I didn't quite know what the future held for us, or how much her soul was truly damaged, but I didn't have to worry about her dragging me back to the night enthusiast's lair anymore. And it felt like Christmas morning. So, Ariana said, now what? Now what? I said. Now we go to bed. That mattress looks quite fluffy, and I haven't slept in a bed for weeks. Before retiring, diary, for a nice slumber in Buckingham Bleeding Palace, I've written all these many pages to catch you up. You're getting quite fat. Plump with ink and scruffy with well-loved pages. And that's just as you should be. October 6th, 1921. Oh, it was so exquisite to wake up in a real bed. I'd forgotten what it felt like to not be sore in the morning. Ariana wanted to steal breakfast in the same way she'd stolen dinner, but I refused. I said we could buy something from a shop. We fixed our hair and very graciously made the bed, and then we teleported out of our secret room in Buckingham Palace. Why didn't we get caught that whole time? I have no idea. Did the servants hear us? Probably. Did they think someone was having an affair and decided the door was locked so it was none of their business? Possibly. Either way, we made it out just fine, and we stopped and got eel pies for breakfast. Not really my thing. Very oily. Well, Ariana said, where to? In some ways, things felt perfectly normal with Ariana, the way they were before. In other ways, everything felt strained and hesitant. Where else? I said. The place where it all began. The wonderful place, the magical place, the one and only McGillicuddy and Murder's pawn shop. Ariana grinned. Why there? Because we have to find Mr. McGillicuddy, I said. I'm fed up. I'm finished. That man is going to let us into his magical, unusual club if it's the last thing he does. Do you know where to find Mr. McGillicuddy? Ariana said. No, I said, but I'm starting to get an idea. And the pawn shop is the best place to start, because his name is on the sign. Without further ado, Ariana and I teleported to McGillicuddy and Murder's. My stomach flopped as soon as we arrived. Do you know what felt like coming home? The smell is so unusual. Normally when you smell the scent of home, you think of pies cooling in the kitchen, or dried flowers, or the smell of old paste beneath the wallpaper. But I smelled old stone, and old books, and dusty, ancient mahogany. It felt just right. Birds trailed outside, and misty sunlight came in through the windows. Needless to say, it was quiet and shut up. No customers yet. Ariana sat down, and I began to pace. Mr. McGillicuddy, I said. Mr. McGillicuddy, Ariana and I are here to see you. You know, Ariana, the night enthusiast. She's not with them anymore, and I'm not in their cage anymore. And I demand that you show yourself and finally help us out. There were 3 ticks of silence, and then all of a sudden, Mr. McGillicuddy arrived. I heard a gentle bang upstairs, and then he teleported right in front of us. Shh, he said. Not here. We hope you've enjoyed Season 2, Episode 7. Mr. McGillicuddy again, of McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop. McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop is written and performed by Minerva Sweeney Wren, all rights reserved. If you enjoy this podcast, please consider taking a moment to share it with your friends. A social media share, Facebook tag, or in-person recommendation do more to market this audio drama than anything Minerva Sweeney Wren could do on her own. She relies on you. Visit minervasweeneywren.com to share this story with other people in need of an adventure. McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop will continue with Season 2, Episode 8, Secret Hideout.